speak to garage owners every day, and some of them it's quite stark actually. Most garage owners are in their like 50s. That's that kind of range. You don't see many younger garage owners. There are out there, but there's not many. And it's not tech people. They don't know how to forward a call, or when they open an app for the first time, they're completely lost. Where for a lot of younger people, it's quite intuitive. So our first product we built had to be simple. It had to be so simple, and you just need an email and a business phone number, and we basically did everything for you. We just like, how would you handle it for you? And after every single call, they just get a summary email of the call that I would take, and that's it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. Today we have special guest Joe Thomas. He has a AI receptionist solution that he's working on. Hey, Joe, where you going from today?
Hello. I am coming from Poole, England, South Coast. It's a bit colder down here, but it's very nice beaches.
Pretty awesome. So you started this as in Trinity AI and rebranded it to electronic receptionist. What was behind that shift? Was it a product pivot or just a sharper focus on the market?
So started in Trinity when we started AI. We started going into AI specifically as a product, and basically just threw stuff against the wall and see what stuck. And basically we had that was more about using AI in database reactivation, that sort of stuff. And then when we found voice AI and that for the automotive market. That was like everything kind of came together then. And that's when we transitioned from Intrinity, which was just a name that I thought of, to electronic receptionist, which came from basically SEO. It was like one of the top search terms for what we was offering. So we just named our business that.
Pretty cool. So you and Haley are unusual founding team. Future son-in-law and mother-in-law building a tech startup together. How does that dynamic actually work day to day?
Interesting. Yeah, so I was doing this anyway, and she was working for an agency doing websites, SEO, social media marketing. So being through family, obviously we know each other and know what's going on. We kept talking and updating and getting excited about each other's projects. And she wanted to go um, and create her own thing, and that's kind of when we joined forces. So she does all the website, the branding, gets all our inbound leads effectively, and then I then did the sales and the product until we brought on Ollie on board, who's now our full-time developer.
Interesting. So you've said most garage owners aren't techie and they shouldn't need to be, but AI adoption in trades is clearly accelerating. What are you seeing on the ground with how garage owners are warming up to this or resisting it?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. So I'll speak to garage owners every day, and some of them it's quite stark actually. Most garage owners are in their like 50s. That's that kind of range. You don't see many younger garage owners. There are out there, but there's not many. And it's not tech people. They don't know how to forward a call, or when they open an app for the first time, they're completely lost. Where for a lot of younger people, it's quite intuitive. So our first product we built had to be simple. It had to be so simple, and you just need an email and a business phone number, and we basically did everything for you. We just like, how would you handle it for you? And after every single call, they just get a summary email of the call that I would take, and that's it. And then for our other clients that are a bit more techy, they're normally because their business is that way, and they do like electrical diagnosis of cars. So they look into the ECUs. They do ones and zeros, so they get it instantly. And funny enough, they'd normally try to do it themselves first, struggle, realize it takes a lot of time and effort, and then get us to do it for them.
Okay. So beyond garages, do you see electronic receptionist model applying to other trades, plumbers, electricians, builders, or is the garage niche the deliberate play for now?
So that's our deliberate play. That's where the biggest pain is. Like speak to these garage owners and they hate the phones. They hate it. It's constantly going off. They're just trying to finish the job on the car, or they're trying to order parts for that job, and the phone's going off. Customer walks in and they have to like, do answer the phone in front of the customer, or do you serve the customer, ignore it, and it ring in the background? Both is bad scenarios. And they have this hard choice of, do they continue doing their job, or do they answer the phone and get potential sales? And that's, I know every business faces that, but the automotive industry specifically has a really bad pickup rate. So like 40% don't answer the phone, and no one leaves voicemails. Like less than 2% of people leave voicemails, and most people are calling a garage because they're in distress. Like they need an MOT, it's due next week, they need their car fixed because of XYZ. So the conversion rates are also quite high. The amount of people that call up for an MOT and then book in for an MOT is really, really high. However, most people call 3 or 4 garages to book an MOT because no one answers. So that's kind of the pain point and why we're going after that. It is definitely applicable to all sorts of niches. We do get loads of inquiries from people that want to do it for electricians or plumbers, and that's just a completely different niche. So we do like a generic version, but we have not niched down for that. But for the automotive, we've made custom features for them. For example, the registration, getting the right registration, confirming that the DVLA is that a Vauxhall Astra? Yes, it is. So getting everything perfect, getting the right details. That's the real trick.
Okay. Uh, you're less than a year in. What's working better than you expected, and what's been harder than you thought it would be?
Yes, so I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I did aerospace engineering, then went into sales, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll build it out in a weekend and then start selling. And that's what I think a lot of people have the misconception when they get into AI. It's a lot more complex than that if you want to get it right. If you want to just throw something together and not care about the results, then yeah, sure. But it took a long time to get the product right. First on our own, then you have all these conceptions of what would be good and what is right, and then you actually put into practice with a garage or with your customer, and then the real world just throws it in your face, and they're like, "No, this is what people want. This is how they talk. This is things that go wrong, and you have to adapt to that." And we've tried many features, ideas from garage owners or from listening to calls and looking at transcripts that we've employed and worked, and then others that haven't worked. So it's a trial and effort, so a trial and error, and to get to the point now where we've got like a system that just works every time for that specific scenario.
Okay. So getting garages to trust AI with their customer calls is a big ask. What does the sales and more onboarding journey actually look like? And how do you get skeptical garage owners from no thanks to this is brilliant?
I think a lot of it is the unknown. As humans, we're scared of the unknown. If we don't, I mean, it's different. You know, you've got nothing to compare it to. And when we learn, we're like, oh, that makes sense because we know from this previous experience. With AI, a lot of people don't have a clue what it is or how it works or anything. So typically, I just talk to the owner, say, what are you looking for, or how many calls do you have per month? What's the average deal? So first, get the financial value. So if you're only missing like a low number, like 5 calls a day, that's still 150 calls a month. Your average customer is say £200. That adds up to quite a lot of pipeline, especially when the conversion rates are really high for garage owners. So first is the financial incentive. That's initially one reason why they might inquire. The second one would be they hate the phones. They're just fed up with it and they just want to outsource it somehow. They're thinking about getting a proper receptionist, a human being. And they might have tried that in the past and people left and all these pain points. So that's what they're looking for. And then when they get to actually get them to try AI, and then that barrier of discomfort, which some people are all up for it. They're forward thinking, like, yeah, let's give it a go. Other people are a bit like pull back. So I just call it in front of them and I show them how it works. And as soon as they see how it works from a customer perspective, they just get it. It's better for the customer. It's quicker. The customer's calling up not to have a conversation with someone, but to book an MOT. And they can do that in a minute and 15 seconds on average. And that's just a better experience for everyone, for the customer, for the garage. It's all automated. They continue doing the work, do better work, and then have more bookings. So bit of a win-win, really.
Just out of curiosity, the AI solution you're deploying, it basically books the calls into the calendar. Do you have the dashboard which you custom develop per customer, and what's on that dashboard? I mean, what's the ability of the dashboard?
Yeah. So you've got 2 products. The first one is super simple. Just takes any missed calls and then just sends you an email afterwards, a summary email of all the details captured, a one-line AI summary, the registration, etc., the full transcript if you want it. But most people just look at the AI summary and decide what to do with it. Super, super simple. And that's we call it solo spanner because it's for like one-man bands, small operations. The second product we have called Busy Garage. So that's built to be basically automated. So it'll book straight into your calendar, into your system, to your software, your garage management software. It will know all these services that you sell. So you can either fill out a form with us or just connect to your current GMS of everything you sell, your MOT, full service, interim service, repairs, DPF cleaning, etc. How much that costs, how long that takes, half an hour, and you just book into the calendar for the right amount of time. So that's the key thing is less admin and more bookings. On top of that, it learns as you go. So if a customer asks a question, and the AI does not know the answer in its trained knowledge base, it will automatically create a task for you with the question. You just type the answer, click submit, and then from there on, it will always know that information. So within the first 30 days, it knows 99% of the questions that your customers ask. And every single garage is different. That's something that I've learned. Even if it's just do MOTs, they do it different ways. They have different services along with their MOTs, different way of doing services. Some garages only do cam belts. Some garages only do gearbox repairs and servicing. So every single location in automotive have their own FAQs, have their own common questions. And using AI to grab that like a task effectively and put it there for you to prompt you to update it in the dashboard is so useful. It comes natural. And same with every call. So most calls are going to be handled automatically. They're going to book into the calendar, answer the question, watch your opening times, etc. Then anytime there's a new question, it will prompt you, you fill it in. And every time there's something like, I know, the one I call back or the one I speak about something particularly, or a particular person, it will create a task for you to automatically figure that out, create a task. You can ignore all your other calls and only do the ones that actually got flagged for a task. And you tick it off and move on. So it's all about speed as well. So it saves your time. They don't have to be on the phone, but then when you come up, when it's there, you have even less to look over.
Thank you for sharing. Any interesting stories from your clients, from the system being deployed, maybe from the earlier days, some mishaps or anything you want to share?
Yeah, so when we first started the voice AI, we basically was going down the route of making it sound more human, and that was kind of the vision at the time. And what tends to happen is people get on the call, they have an actual conversation with it as if it's a person, and they get to about a minute through the conversation and it clicks, like, and they feel like such an idiot, and they just hang up. It's so funny to listen to, but of course, it's not the best human experience. It's not the best experience. So we've actually moved away from human sounded AI because and fooling people and just say up front it's AI Sarah speaking. And that's had a better conversion rate, a better customer feedback than making it sound like a real human. So that's a very interesting realization.
Okay, that's interesting. Where do you want electronic receptionists to be in the next 6 to 12 months? And how many garages? What does the growth look like for you?
Yes. So selfishly, we're in it for the money. But I do you have it's interesting how you get on this journey, you speak to people, and you really just want to help that person. So all our feedback is from the garage owners, and we change and tweak from that. So there's a lot of satisfaction in that. So there's a bit of me that doesn't want to give up, doesn't want to let go of the company, but at the same time, it is a financial endeavor. So we're looking to sell the company later on for 10 plus million. To get to that point, we need to be making a couple £1 million a year. So that's kind of like where we're going at. Our target avatar is MOT test centers. It's about 23,000 in the UK. And we're purely UK only MOT test centers. And we need a couple thousand basically to get to that. So that's the target. That's the aim.
And where you are on that journey so far? How many years, apart or ahead are you from the target?
Yeah, it's all right. We've got 100, over 100 now, not quite 200. And we've got a few custom deals. So we're integrated with a few garage management systems, and that's like another part of our target is to integrate with as many garage management systems as possible because it gives a better experience to the end user. It just fully flows from phone call into their system, makes the job card. Mechanic knows exactly what the person said and what they were asked for, and should work on the car from that. There's no like miscommunication in the business, and that's what we're going after.
Cool. So you've built something that works. And the tech is clearly there. If you had a magic wand and could fix just one thing in the business right now that's slowing you down, what would that one thing be?
That's interesting. That is interesting. So right now, I'm going through the process of figuring out our partner program. So we have quite a few inquiries of people saying, "Oh, can I white label your product?" Because they can see it's working. They've tried to figure out themselves. How I was, last year trying to figure it out and struggling, and they're like, "Oh, I can't do this." So they just want to sell our product. A few people want to be an affiliate. Some people want to be a salesperson, join the team, and other people want to just white label us and you know, sell it under their brand. So I'm building out the whole partner program, and it's quite complex because I'm trying to think. Every time we build something, we try and build it so we have to do it again, which is normally a bigger endeavor, but it does pay off. So if I could just skip ahead a few weeks and after I'll go through this pain of trying to figure it out, that'd be nice. But yeah, hoping next month to properly launch our affiliate program, sales partner program, and that will be another feather in our cap.
Ironically, actually, I did speak to at least two people that they help businesses franchise. So if you're interested, I can hook you up. Basically, I can send you the contacts for the people that helped other businesses franchise. Because I think that's basically what you're looking for: partner program, franchise, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that exactly means because people throw around McDonald's is a franchise, so many other businesses, but I don't know what that actually means.
I can send you the contact. You'll talk to the guy. I'm not sure how he does it. So
Yeah,
maybe,
sure. But it's always best to learn, isn't there?
I mean, obviously, two heads is better than one. Let's see. All right. So, Joan, this has been a great conversation. What you and Haley have built is, in under a year, is seriously impressive, especially carving out such a specific niche with this level of clarity. So, I'll send you the summary once I've compiled and edited the podcast.